Eddie Graham spent years abusing scouts, using his RAF base to find the boys to prey on. His victims were all children of serving RAF or Army personnel. He was a senior scout who met Prince Charles and was the kind of leader parents would trust their children with. His assaults took place here at the former RAF Gatow base in Berlin during the 1980s, where he worked for military intelligence. But it was his activities with children that formed the basis of this case. The court was shown these photos of the base where the scouts spent weekends away from their families. It was here that Graham would often assault the boys. In court, Graham, now 63, admitted the boys were easy to find and easy to target, and that he'd used his position of authority to get what he wanted. Now, men in their 40s, those former scouts who gave evidence, spoke in graphic detail of what happened to them in events that took place more than 30 years ago. And it's the historic nature of this case which makes it so important. The victims say they've waited decades for the military to be properly investigated over allegations of child sex abuse. It's not clear if the armed forces will come under the scrutiny of the government's new independent panel on child sex abuse, announced last month. But some MPs, including those who've been abused themselves, say even the military must now open up.
We need to use the very robust system that we have. We need to use the independent panel the Home Secretary set up and actually look at the principle of this, and we need to make sure that these cases are not hidden away. It's appalling that people can hide behind the services. That is not right.
That view is shared by campaign groups who support victims of abuse. They say, like the church, local authorities and other bodies, the military must also allow its past to be investigated.
Historical cases are important to be brought to court. It's only by doing that that we can realise the extent of abuse that has been taking place over years, and that people have not had the confidence to be able to report it then.
The authorities hope the Eddie Graham case will show victims the courts take them seriously, even years after they were assaulted. It took 3 decades to bring Graham to justice, with the armed forces the latest institution to experience the pain of historic child abuse. Duncan Kennedy, BBC News at Bulford Military Court.